I took that little fucker and I kicked him right in the shin. I saw it coming. Hello, legions. Hello and welcome once again to the What You've Been Watching podcast. I am your host, the marvelous Mike Dudley. Joined as always by my co-host, cohort, and youngest brother,
MD3 Marcus Dudley checking in on the YOU. What is going on out there in podcast land? We are broadcasting live from the What You Been Watching studios right here on the south side of Tallahassee, somewhere between, Panama City and then you kind of... Thomasville, but then south, it's like the triangle would be the bottom part of that triangle. Right. You'll find us, we're out there somewhere.
Just listen for the banjos.
Yeah, pretty much. Big shout out to Kesta for our lovely song, Always Bright. It is
always
truly
a good day.
Always a banger when that comes in. Shout out to Mr. A1. If you are looking for custom-made beats for anything you got going on, he sends me flavors that y'all don't even know about. Hit him up, a1reality.music@gmail.com. Again, if you're looking for any kind of music, it's more than just hip-hop. The guy's, he's a quadruple threat.
Oh, shit.
He dances, he sings, he raps.
Makes beats.
He herds cows,
I thought he was out there teaching seeing eye dogs. Like, not dogs for blind people, but like actual blind dogs.
He probably could. Yeah, reach out to him there and he will bring you those flavors. You can always, and we are looking for these. Write us in at whatchabeenwatchingpodcast@gmail.com. We want to hear back about what you thought about our tournament bracket. We're going to kind of dive into that a little bit.
We're going to get so much shit. It's just going to be one email after another of like, dear assholes, why didn't you include my favorite movie from the 90s? Yeah. Blah.
I'll tell you this much.
What about Weekend at Bernie's 2?
Yeah, for real. The real winner. I'll tell you this much. When we My only regret that I have is that I wish we would have done 1990 to 1994, and then next year done 95 through 99, because we had a list preliminarily. The preliminary list was like 280 movies
of bangers.
Yeah,
like every single one of them had some place on that list in terms of like. You could talk to anyone and be like, I see why that's on the list. I maybe wouldn't put it so high, but I see.
Right. Certainly not all winners, but certainly things that deserve to be on there. And it was really tough.
A lot of personal favorites. Let's put it that way.
So whittling it down to 64, trust me, there's a lot of things that were just like, well, sorry.
Yeah.
You don't like it, you can do it. But we did the hard work for you. We'll talk about that on another day. We are going to do a little bit. Also, shout out to MK Dudley Art. You see that beautiful banner.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Where else can they find us then, my brother?
Oh, they can find us online at facebook.com/Dudley Bros Podcast. Or, we out here in the streets. I was selling teeth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I was out there rubbing 2 sticks together trying to make smoke signals. That's what I was doing during high fire warnings.
Is your cell phone bill too high?
All right.
Come pay me $3 a week for smoke signals. Yeah, you got to stay in one place, and I don't know what I'm doing, but we gonna work it out.
I get one message: we're here. That's it. Anyways,
all N-words need to
cook up some bikini powder with cocaine and sell it. Yours truly, corn roll up. P.S. One of my favorites.
I love that they actually wrote out P.S. P-R-R-R-R-R-R-R-T.
We're talking about the Gang Wars episode of Chappelle's Show. Highly underrated sketch for those that don't know what we're talking about, with Mos Def playing Cornrow Wallace and Dave Chappelle playing Earl the Snake White.
That's right.
So, anyways.
This all culminated at the Battle of a Kool Moe Dee concert, which took place at
a Kool Moe Dee concert. He said he pulled out a pistol, unheard of at this time in urban warfare. Anyways, that's enough of that. What you been up to though, my guy? How's everything been treating you? Life and all that whatnot?
You know that point where just everything stresses you out and all you can do is bite hard on the inside of your cheeks and just suck the blood dry and just hope that that's going to fuel you through the day?
Yeah, I guess.
A lot of that.
A lot of that going around. Yeah, I feel you, man.
It's we have our ups and downs, but, part of this is us getting to talk about it. I don't want to get into the personal details, but you know the week I'm talking about, where it's just like everything one after another, and you're just like, all right, one more, fuck it, let's do it.
No, I feel you on that. No, I'm going to break the fourth wall a little bit and address some things kind of sausages made. Poor Michael busted his ass on that Highlander edit. So I want to thank you first off publicly, because Michael edited to the absolute best he could around thunderstorms and dog intrusions, who's not a fan of thunder and all this other stuff, and came together. And part of the thing we've been doing was we just got this 2 microphones set up. And it's weird. We'll export the MP3 and all that stuff, and it'll play both.
Sounds fine.
Both
Sounds
Dudley's,
perfect.
both ears, and then something will. And we banked a bunch of episodes at the time, so we haven't had a chance to truly correct it. There's a little bit of just again addressing the audience,
Right.
But just letting y'all know we are dedicated to getting that resolved. It's not some gimmick. It's not some shtick. It's not some like novelty or whatever.
But it's also not our own incompetence. It's a legit problem that we can't seem to work around, but we are trying our damnedest. It's a 2-man operation, and so if there is anybody out there has sound engineer qualifications or technical aspects and wants to throw us a bone, not a shitty bone, like don't be an asshole about it, but like, constructive criticism.
Well, you can insult us as long as at the end.
As long as you fix the problem.
If you fix the problem, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My company commander worked on the exact same principle.
It'll be like, do your ass faces.
That's right.
Get a belt, tie it around your neck, and go find a tall building. Sincerely, Master Chief 87.
Sincerely, Mom.
So, yeah, no, I know we don't typically address the technical end of things, but, man, I just felt bad for you. So I know when you're getting...
Yeah.
You worked your ass off on that. When you released it, you texted me. It was like, we've got to fix this. I was like, I feel you, man. I promise. I'm on the case for you, brother. So we don't have degrees in this shit. We're not scientists.
Well, shit, we're barely podcasters.
Apparently. We watch just enough movies to qualify ourselves as moviegoers. Speaking of which, on that note, my brother, if y'all can't tell already, the last 2 episodes were highly structured, written out in 64 individual films, which is always fun to do. Shout out to Father X for talking about it with us. We'll talk more about the fallout of that as we go, but not today. Today we're doing a true What You Been Watching. We're going to separate ourselves from the bracket for a little bit. It's going to be a little bit loosey-goosey, so
we're going to get silly with it.
We're going to keep it nice and breezy around these parts. So my brother, the reason everybody tunes in, the reason we do this month in, month out. My brother, what you been watching?
My brother. I don't know if I've talked about this, and forgive me if I have. My memory's a little hazy. But
it's a breezy episode.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever you want.
Did I talk about me going to the live WWE event?
Here's the thing: is I know you talked to me about it.
I don't know, but I don't know
if you talk about it on air.
Okay.
So just hit it with it and take as much time. People can fast forward.
Yeah, that's fine.
So come back.
So
to this
long
moment.
story short, the lovely Liz, the beautiful Liz, the very generous Liz, bought me tickets for Christmas to Monday Night Raw in Tampa. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. They were really good seats. And I mean really good seats. Like, we were directly behind, how they have the announcers like at ringside?
Yeah.
And then they'll have the crowd behind them.
I've seen a couple people go through those tables in my life, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So we were directly behind the announcers, but like 8 or 9 rows back.
Oh, that's prime.
I could tell you what Seth Rollins smells like.
Sweat.
And baby oil.
I bet.
He smells manly.
But you was trying to oil me up. That is not cool.
So, but yeah, they were phenomenal seats. Anyway, so of course she gives them to me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I'm thanking her, and like, I feel kind of obligated. Like, do you want to go to see Raw with me in Tampa? And she's like, Michael, no. There's nothing I want to do less than drive to Tampa to watch something I have very little interest in and have you explain it to me all night long.
Shout out to Liz for the honesty. For the honesty on that
She was like, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I really wanted to take Glenn.
That's awesome.
So me and Glenn went down and saw Monday Night Raw live. It was spectacular. Not only just being a wrestling fan, but just being a showmanship fan. Like, the production value on these things is amazing.
It was the one directly after the Royal Rumble, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, the fallout of the Royal Rumble.
Which is usually a pretty rowdy crowd. They usually, like all the fallout from the Royal Rumble, they address it that episode, you know, so it's a lot of more like talking, but it's very storyline building, which is part of the reason why you watch wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
Other than the big meaty men bumping meat,
Slapping meats. Yeah.
two big old prime ribs just bumping chests.
We need to plug at some point. We'll put it in the Facebook page. The reference. We don't usually explain our references here, but for those that want to play along at home, Big E, who does not wrestle anymore, was talking about his favorite wrestler. And talking about. But we'll plug the YouTube if you guys want to know where big sweaty men slapping meats comes from. So
it's genius. It's
really funny.
It's actually kind of so funny that that's become a meme that like people outside of wrestling are now starting to reference. And I'm just looking around like, I was on that shit like 3 years ago, man. Where you guys been? Anyway.
It's weird, the life cycle of things, man.
Yeah. Anywho, so it was a lot of fun. Like the production value on those in the live wrestling events, especially the televised ones, is so amazing. It's just fireworks and music and just everything they can do to just keep the crowd going, like throwing out t-shirts and contests and just all, you know, it's all carnival barking. It's all, you know, like hurry, 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 see feats of phenomenal strength never before witnessed by the likes of man. Like that's all it is. And then like in the middle they're throwing out Cracker Jacks, you know.
Hey, Slim Jims too?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they did, right? They've been sponsoring them again, right?
They recently dropped sponsorship due to some shenanigans that involve Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But do your own research on that. We're keeping it light and breezy on this one.
Yeah, those text messages were pretty effed up, man.
Yeah. But, you know, good for him for finally getting caught, you sleazebag.
Yep. I mean, you always get that vibe from some people where it's like that dude, not just, he came across as a sleazy businessman, but
that was the character he played on TV.
You could feel the ooze for real, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyhow.
So, anyways, well, so what was your favorite feat or your favorite match when you went to the Monday Night Raw?
Oh goodness. You know what? It wasn't even so much the match as much as it was the crowd interaction, like singing along to everybody's entrance theme and the whole crowd's into it and the guy next to you is, you know, like we're clanking beers together and we haven't said 2 words the entire night, but like somehow there's this camaraderie of like, you know, we're all singing our favorite wrestler's song or whatever, you know. The interaction of seeing people around me and their reaction to what was happening, you know, like it's one thing to watch something amazing happen live. It's another thing to watch other people's reaction or to see it in a big crowd and sort of feel the swell of like the ebb and flow of the emotion of like, oh, like the crowd is turning, you know.
I can actually, well, I don't want to cut, but I was at a sporting event in Tampa recently as well.
Yeah.
It was the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Washington Capitals. And it was something Angie and I had talked about doing when we actually lived in Maryland because whether you like him or not, there's a Russian player called Alex Ovechkin who damn near like single-handedly won the cup one year.
Right.
And it just kind of, you know me, I'm a sporting guy. I was like, it'd be nice to see him before he retires because it's Wayne Gretzky, like maybe 2 other guys, and then he's certainly on the list.
It's Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky.
No, well, miss me with that shit. Lemieux's up there, though.
You just don't like the Penguins.
I'm just the Eric Lindros guy. That's all. But anyways,
welcome to Sports Talk.
Yeah, but Alex Ovechkin was up there, and so we went down to go see a hockey game. And at first, Tampa was losing; it was like 1-3, and then they came back and tied it. And you could feel it. You were talking about that momentum shift. That's one of my favorite things about live sports is like when the momentum. It's not like a quantifiable thing, and everyone's like, but you can feel it in the atmosphere when the crowd starts to get into it, and they're like, "All right, we're back in this."
There's a change, like a change of energy. It's very palpable. Like you feel it surge through you. You know, like. Yeah.
No, one of my favorite things to do, and I'm sure I was going to ask you about this. Not like anybody that wants to read into this, whatever, but like noticing young children around who like live for this shit, you know what I mean? And watching like some 6-year-old like get so fired up because he's seeing his favorite wrestler come down.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell.
Which
it's
saw.
a blast to watch,
exactly,
man. You're like, damn, like this young man is fired up. I love going to Florida State games and the kids are like into it more than I am.
Face painted up and they got the foam finger and the big hot dog and they're just like, kick it in the fucking dick.
Yeah, that's what's up. This poor kid there was a Russian dude sitting next to us at the hockey game, and his kid kept letting out these like blood-curdling screams. Like, I mean, just like as high as he possibly could.
Out of excitement, or
just being fired up, or just, and then I think he did it and it got a reaction. And and the poor people right in front of us, like he's yelling it directly in their ears. They were good sports about it. They were plugging their ears.
Sure.
The dad and I kind of locked eyes, and I was laughing because the kid was just full tilt, like, "Let's go, Tampa Bay!" And just, I mean, and even the dad and I were kind of like, "Golly," but we were just kind of laughing about it, and he was. You know, people could be a jerk about it, but it's just like, man, let the kid have his fun, man.
In old country would send child to gulag.
Yeah, pretty much.
In America, what can you do?
What can you do? Cannot publicly smack.
Cannot publicly smack.
Yeah. But, so I get it, man.
Once we get home, the belt.
Yeah. Anyways. Oh, man. We only promote that for the Russians. Anyways, so I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to make that about me, but I feel you just to relate. That's why I like sporting events, man.
Yeah. So that was probably my favorite part, was just sort of feeling the swell of emotion and being in vibe with the crowd. And like I could probably point to a couple of cool spots that happened, but really it was just the overall experience.
Right.
You know?
It's like the epilogue of a movie where you're like, we just got out of the big fight, and how do we wrap this up? I get it. Yeah. It's a pivotal one to go to after the.
Yeah, and it was fun. You know, we had a blast, and like I said, it was. I'm very thankful to Liz for setting us up for that. So.
I really got to give her a shout out for being honest.
Being like, no, I have no desire.
Which, dude, that's my biggest thing. I would rather somebody go like, I love you, and I hope you have a good time, but like I don't want to go to just... I would truly, and I mean this, I would rather you tell me that you don't want to do something.
Exactly. Like, rather than me put so much stock and effort into it and money and time just for you to be like, you're not having a good time at all, are you?
Yeah, like, okay. Like, which is fine, but... Yeah. And then it ruins your time because you feel like you drug somebody there, or you're just like, it's... Yeah. I'd rather you just be straight up and be like, hey, man, I'd love to go, but I'm not going to make it. Cool. That's what it is, so... Anyways, what else have you been watching, my guy?
Let's see. After that, I watched... I saw a classic that you would love. And I don't throw this out lightly. I know that you love bad ADR.
I love it. It's true.
I saw one of the best bad ADR movies I've ever seen in my life. It's called New York Ninja.
Okay. Keep going.
So, basically, dude's wife is killed by a mutant serial killer, like... the plutonium killer. He poisons people and, like, I guess gives them radiation poisoning, but he's also tied in the mob somehow. I don't know. It's fucked up. They kill this dude's wife. He goes on a ninja-fueled rampage.
Was he a ninja beforehand?
I mean, he was ninja-ish. Ninja-ish.
Ninja. Anyways.
And, okay... Which is, it's all standard, like, B-movie, action, right. You know, whatever. The gloriousness of this movie comes in the history of it, and I fell down this rabbit hole. So this movie was made in, like, 1980, let's call it 86, 87,
Good
whatever,
year.
doesn't
Good
matter.
Year.
Doesn't matter. And then it was shelved and lost. And it was... recently rediscovered in, I want to say like 2012, 2013, when somebody just had the entire like movie reels and was selling them on eBay. Of like 4 hours of uncut footage, right? And some dude just bought it and was like, there's a movie in here. There's a movie in here somewhere and I'm going to find it. And so he ended up cutting together a movie that kind of works. I mean, it's not a good movie. I don't want to give it like...
Yeah.
I'm not trying to overhype it and be like, it's the best ninja movie you've ever... It's like John Wick, you know, but I'm not saying it's the best ninja movie you've ever seen in your life by any stretch of the...
But somebody turned it into a serviceable, like...
It works.
Cohesive, somewhat thing.
Sure. The best part is that all of the audio was lost because it was recorded separately. It was one of those deals where, like, they shot the movie without sound... and then they were going to come in and add all the... Or they recorded the sound separately, basically. The sound's completely lost, so the producer had to go in and find a script that was lost, buy it online, use that, and then watch the film and read the actor's lips in order to finish the script for the parts that weren't like already written.
That's hilarious.
And so you just get so many people of the back of people's heads as they're saying lines that are very clearly not what they're saying.
Nice. And it's all ADR?
Oh, it's completely... And it sounds like it was recorded in a shoebox.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, it's great.
That's
they
great.
use the same sound effects for every punch, every kick, every explosion. They, like...
At this point, I'm getting this movie to the finish line. That's all that is. I respect it. They're like, nah, man, we know what this is now. We're putting out a final product.
Dude,
Respect.
you love bad ADR.
I do.
You would like this movie.
I do like bad
New York
ADR.
Ninja.
New York Ninja. I'll check it out. I'm sure it's on YouTube or probably Freevee or Tubi.
I think it actually is on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
That might have been where I saw it. But also, go support your local movie theater.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I need to go see Dune 2. But anyways. Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. No, I like the story that somebody found it, and then was it the director that bought it back, or was it just some dude?
I think it's just some random.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. Well, good for you for seeing the vision and committing to something. You got to get a hell of a producer credit for that. Like, yeah, put yourself as EP or something.
I mean, same thing that happened with what was it? Not Miami Cop.
Oh, I don't know.
Miami Connection.
Oh, I don't know at all.
Oh yeah,
was it Lost Away?
That was another movie that was lost and found, and then they put it out on YouTube, and people were like, "Yo, this is amazing." Then Netflix bought it and made it their, one of their prime features or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. What would you rate it though?
Ooh, New York Ninja. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it 2 personalized monogram ninja stars.
Oh, nice. Please tell me he leaves those like a calling card.
They say New York Ninja, sir.
What? I want a Ninja Star business card. That's dope to say. I'm gonna open up a business tomorrow. Patent pending, do not steal our shit. We always say that. Ninja Star's business cards.
Hey!
See what I did there? Oh man, well, how are you gonna top that, my guy?
Let's see. After that, I saw another really good B movie called Galaxy of Terror.
Never even heard of it.
It's a Roger Corman ripoff of Alien.
Wait. So you mean Roger Corman did it, or it's a Roger Corman ripoff? Somebody ripped off the Roger Corman style of Alien.
No. I think he actually was like executive producer, if I remember correctly.
Okay, cool. I was
Don't
just
quote me
curious
on that. I think he, but if not, very much in that
in the
style.
style.
Yes.
Okay. So what's it called again? I'm sorry.
Galaxy of Terror.
Galaxy of the whole terrors of the galaxy.
Yeah, it starring Robert Englund, one Freddy Krueger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not starring. He actually plays like a secondary or tertiary role.
And he's in it. He's
the
biggest
in it,
name
right,
in it.
yeah.
I can tell you that much.
I mean, you definitely walk on. You're like, that's Robert Englund. So yeah, basically, astronauts go to investigate this planet, and they're accidentally pulled in by, like, they miscalculate, or the planet's gravitational force is more than they anticipated. It pulls them in at a random spot. They crash land. They find this temple that reacts to their fears and creates these entities or scenarios that make them face their greatest horrors. Like, let's see, the captain's afraid of heights, so of course has to descend down this volcano, and he's attacked from the sides by these shadow monsters and stuff, and his rope's getting cut. Robert Englund trusts no one, and so he has to face a mirror image of himself where he's fighting himself literally. Some chick is afraid of worms, so she gets essayed by a giant worm in a rubber costume, which is
proof it was written by a man. First off,
I mean, listen, it's disturbing, but in the same breath, they made it look kind of good, and like respect for doing that kind of scene on a $2 budget.
Right.
I mean, I'm not glorifying the act. I'm just saying.
No, I got you.
Given what they were working with, they did the thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, filmmaking at its finest is turning nothing into something.
Exactly.
Movie magic, I guess.
Yeah. Turning chicken shit into chicken salad.
Right. There you go. So they crash land on this place, and then they have to
face their fears.
Or do they just go there on a mission? They're like, oh, we were sent here.
They are sent there, and then the reason why they're sent there kind of ties in at the end. It turns out that one of them, it's kind of like a Highlander situation. Like they all have to die until one of them faces their own fears and shows no fear, and then he gets to become the grand master of the galaxy and inherit the power. I don't know. It got really
you lost me there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Didn't need it.
Yeah.
Could have just been crash landed and this was the only shelter as a bad storm was coming in.
Nope, got to work in Space Wizard somehow.
Hey, look, I'm with it. If that's what you want to do.
And the main character looks like if Tom Selleck and Tom Skerritt fucked.
I was trying to think of a funny last name, but I got nothing. I'm just going to leave it there.
Tom Skerritt?
Yeah. Scarab? I don't know.
No.
Skelling? I don't know. Whatever. See, that's why I
Tom
didn't
Tom.
Yeah, Tom Tom Club. Well, that's cool. When did that come out?
Oh, God, that was made early to mid 80s, 83, 84, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And just never heard of it at all.
Oh, of course, it's one of those Roger Corman. Of course, you've never heard of it. It's Roger Corman, but it's still awesome, They use the same 4 hallway sets for every interior in the ship. You're just like, wasn't that just the same hallway but shot from the other angle?
Like, take them to the brig, and they just flip the camera to the other side and add a cage.
Put up some PVC pipes in front of the same wall that they just had up.
Yep. Hey, look, man. I'm all for it. Do what you got to do to get there.
Yeah.
Anything else on it, or?
No, it's good.
Did you enjoy it, though? I mean, was it just like...
Oh, of course. It was bad movie night, so I got to watch it with a bunch of good people. And we were all cracking wise at it, and it's definitely it's one of those you're definitely going to have more fun watching it with a group of like-minded people than you will by yourself. It's not going to be some life-changing this movie touched me on a deep personal level. Yeah, but it's fun. Yeah,
that's what's up. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
Want to rate it? Yeah, I will rate Galaxy of Terror. I will give it 2 unnecessary boobs.
2 unnecessary boobs. Okay.
I mean, they're there. They're good boobs.
They're just unnecessary
you don't need them.
boobs. Okay. All right. Well, I moved the needle. They call that a saving grace. What else? I know you got more for me. It's been way too long, man.
Let's see. After that, I saw the Flintstones movie.
I actually like that movie. The second one is really bad, the Viva Rock Vegas, but the first one is I dug.
You dug?
I dug, yeah.
Flintstones?
Mm-hmm.
Prehistoric? Mm-hmm. Dug?
It's got Halle Berry in it.
It does, that's right.
Very attractive in that movie. She's very attractive, period.
But particularly in this one where she's wearing leopard skin loincloths and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and John Goodman is Fred Flintstone, and
right.
Rick Moranis is...
Correct.
Actually, I think that's the underrated performance of the week, to be honest with you. Him as Barney was really good.
They both do a good job of doing... They both do a good job of performing as well as one can as live action for cartoon characters. I mean, essentially, it's just both of them doing their honeymooners impression, but that's what the Flintstones was based on anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't really fault them. And the thing that I liked about the movie is their commitment to bits. Everyone has rock or stone or slate as their last name.
Yep.
And they find these really funny puns. The costuming is not amazing, but at least it looks good enough to where you buy that this is the world that they live in. It walks the fine line between looking, realistic, quote unquote, but also very cartoonish. But that's the world that they inhabit, so you buy that.
Yeah, no, the Flintstones was always very believable in terms of the world they set up. I mean, so much so that it borrowed from the Honeymooners. The Simpsons borrowed heavily from it. Family Guy borrowed heavily from the Simpsons.
Right.
It goes on and on, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like that movie though, man. Who's the bad guy in it? What's his name? He's
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Not Kyle MacLachlan. What's his name?
I can see his face, but anyway.
Is it Kyle MacLachlan?
I don't know. We're going to Google that real quick. But while Michael's doing that, I will say that I do think that Rick Moranis does a better job as Barney than
John Goodman.
John Goodman does as Fred. But not like he's not serviceable or anything like that. And shout out to my friend Matt Godding, who watched that movie a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And his nickname was Fred for quite some time because of that. It was you tag on his Dreamcast or something like that, or and your phone would be saved as Freddy or something like that.
It is Kyle MacLachlan.
It is Kyle MacLachlan?
Yes.
Yeah, I could see his face. I couldn't remember though. But yeah, I like the fact that they kind of shoehorn in like modern problems of like finance and corporate greed or whatever like that. And what's his name? Fred Flintstone kind of loses who he is and his friends and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's Rosie O'Donnell is Betty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who's Wilma?
Oh goodness. Elizabeth Perkins is her name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also a cameo from Liz Taylor in that.
Oh yeah.
She plays the mother-in-law.
Yeah, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, That's funny.
Do you know what Halle Berry's name was in that movie?
Something Slate, right?
Sharon Stone.
Oh, of course. Well, good on him. It's
right?
Nice. A little punny.
I mean, take advantage of it while you can, right?
Yeah, why not? So how does it hold up, you think, still? I haven't seen it in a while.
I mean, again, it's very cartoony. But I love the animatronics in it. It's all, I think it was Stan Winston that did the animatronics.
I just say Stan Winston anytime there's animatronics because...
It's either him or Jim Henson.
Yeah, because you have a really good chance of within a certain time frame of being him. Or it's like, oh, who was it? Was that Rick Baker? You probably have a pretty good chance that it was Rick Baker. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Anyways, Google them if you don't know who they are. They're Hollywood movie makeup, all-star Rushmore kind of people.
Yeah.
So.
It does hold up in terms of, I think that movie's kind of anachronistic anyway. Like, it takes place in the Stone Age, so you could make it in 2024 as easily as you did in 1994. So it holds up. The jokes are all the classic, TV tropes and kind of the Catskills, like, oh, take my wife, like that kind of stuff.
You thought I had a bad job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He shits in a pelican's mouth and he's like, it's a living.
Yeah.
You thought you had a crappy job.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah. Anyway, no, I used to watch that movie with some regularity, man. So.
Yeah.
Actually, they used to have when that game came out, they had a bowling game, the Flintstones bowling game. It was actually pretty dope, though, on PlayStation.
Really?
It was really one note, and the gameplay cycle was really short, but in terms of, a bowling game, it's like, does the bowling physics work? Yes, it does. So it's kind of dope, actually.
Shout out to Flintstones Bowling on the original PlayStation.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, anyways, what do you rate the Flintstones? I haven't seen that in a long time, though, so...
I'm going to give it a yabba, a dabba, a do.
Pretty good. Not an enthusiastic one, but a matter-of-fact one.
Sure.
Cool, man. Well, heck yeah. Anything else we got to catch up on? Or?
Let's see. Oh.
Because I know it's been a while. I'm actually legit catching up on what you've been watching.
Oh, after that, I watched the classic Transformers movie.
1986?
86.
The cartoon, the original?
Yes, sir.
Dude, I have not truly, and I say this all the time, but I have not seen that movie in a very long time, but I can tell you that every time I've seen that movie, I've enjoyed it and always forget how fucking good it is. It's emotional, son.
I was just going to say, for being a movie about transforming robotic cars, it carries a lot of heart. I mean, spoiler alert, they kill off Optimus Prime in the first, 20 minutes.
He said, I don't know what the fuck you just said, kid, but you got heart. Yeah, no, I do remember that. I remember that Weird Al's in the soundtrack as well.
Yeah, Dare to Be Stupid. Yeah. And then Devo's in there. They've got, you got the touch.
Yeah.
You got the power.
Yeah. No, I remember that it was very colorful. I remember that. Even when the animation didn't, soar, they kind of missed a couple frames or whatever. I remember being so colorful and active that I was always very invested in what was going on.
Yeah, it moves at a pretty quick clip in terms of it's maybe 3 to 8 minutes between big things happening. The next action sequence, the next big movement, the next big animation sequence, and the movie's only, I want to say, barely under 2 hours. It might be an.
Oh, I would bet it's 90 minutes, probably 80. I would bet.
I think it's a little over 90, but it's
either way.
Yeah,
good for that. I was always wondering how that movie, because wasn't it a theater release?
Oh yeah,
yeah, sure. It was a big release actually.
Oh yeah.
And granted, I don't think it did phenomenally well at the box office or anything, but talk about a movie with a cult classic following.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I just never knew. I know maybe it's because I was on the tail end of it as Ninja Turtles was blossoming. I remember Transformers being cool.
Right. I was definitely more of the Transformers kid, but I was right in that age range.
Yeah, like I remember Transformers and He-Man because that was more your thing.
Right.
But like I didn't, but like I never had anything against him. It just wasn't my full-on cup of tea.
When your cup of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and it was like Thundercats was like I think about as close to in betweenness as we could possibly get.
That's probably where the bridge is. Yeah, that and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles was always there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I dug it though. I remember, like I said, we used to have after school at Sealy Elementary, and when they didn't know what to play, we all could settle on Transformers movie. And then they say "damn" in that movie one time, and we were like, "Whoa!" As elementary school kids. It's like when we watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, they say the word "ass" once. He goes, "My ass is slung," and we get all like, "Woo!"
Plus Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, no comment there. So, but yeah, man, glad you got to watch some Transformers movies.
I think in terms of animation movies, it's not maybe one of the greatest. Like, the animation itself is a little sloppy sometimes, you know what I mean? But in terms of cultural impact and in terms of just even emotional impact, I mean, they take you on a journey on this thing. It's pretty high up there, you know?
What do you rate it? Do you want to talk more Transformers, or?
Let's see. I'm going to give it... I'll give Transformers the movie... one appearance by Orson Welles.
Oh, really? That's right. Damn. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's right.
See, it's something I didn't even know that as a kid, but like later in life, you read these things as the internet becomes popular, and you're like, oh yeah. I would actually give it one super epic movie poster.
Oh,
because
that's a
great movie poster. Great movie poster for Transformers the movie. So.
Also Orson Welles.
Champagne. Robots and champagne. It was about Orson Welles. But you know
remember when I was a Transformer.
You want to take a quick break, or you got more movies to talk about, or?
Let's see.
Do you have one more?
I do have one more.
All right, hit me with it then.
I watched the 1996-97 classic Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet.
Oh shit, we could definitely talk this movie. All right.
Yeah, it holds up, man. I think that it's not a great performance of Shakespeare, but it does a great job of making Shakespeare accessible. Does that make sense? Like, I think that there's subtle implications with Shakespeare that they get completely wrong. Like, they don't quite capture the language that he was going for, but they do a good job of interpreting or modifying his language for a modern crowd.
I'm going to take your word at it, truly. I've only seen the play. I think we used to go to Shakespeare in the Park here in Tallahassee, and I remember seeing The Tempest, and I remember seeing Romeo and Juliet, and there was one other that we saw.
Was it Much Ado About Nothing?
Whichever one that has the pixie. What's his name? Pike? What's his name?
Not Midsummer's Tale.
Yeah, no, A Midsummer's Dream or whatever.
Whatever.
So, whatever it is. I don't know.
Midnight Cowboy.
Whatever. Who cares? It was one of them. That movie was one of the movies that made the cutting room floor of our 90s bracket, Romeo plus Juliet. Again, it was one of those, like, we just couldn't find another place for it. But that movie highly influenced my fashion sense for many, many years. Whether it be large belt buckles with open Hawaiian shirts and a wife beater underneath, or just going straight chestless as a 3rd or 4th grader with just a vest on. Just a fucking leather vest on, big dog. That's how we rocked it in Sealy Elementary School on field trips.
That's right.
Yeah, my friend Seth got a vest, and boy, that thing was heavier. It's like the duster in Always Sunny. We were always like, hey, let me get the vest this time. I'd be wearing one glove with the Hawaiian.
Come on, I've been working out. Let me show off the muscles.
Be wearing one glove with the open Hawaiian shirt and white pants.
That's a very particular.
It was that movie.
You might have to change your style in my wrestling game now.
Well, yeah, that movie was heavily influenced our choices. And my favorite, though, and I'll tell you this straight up, man. I know that Matthew, that was one of the first CDs that he bought, was the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
Yeah, for sure.
And the rendition of Young Hearts Run Free. Mm-hmm. Anybody that knows me knows that is still to this day, I will jazz hands in your fucking face if you play that. We'll be driving 80 miles an hour on the highway. Yep, I'm doing it just while Michael's humming.
Young Hearts.
Yeah, that's the Mercutio. They all take ecstasy in it, and then he sings that song as he's cross dressing or whatever, or right? I think so, right? He's dressing up as a costume.
Yeah,
it's a
you got it
costume
right.
party.
Yeah.
And he sings that song. What's the use in sharing this one and only life? Yeah, but I just can't. Yeah, the build of that song. So I will still crank that song at full volume, and I don't care who judges me.
Not only that song, but the entire soundtrack is amazing. You have Garbage, I Will Die For You. You have Love Me, say
Oh,
that
the Cardigans,
you love me.
yeah.
And then, they have Thrill Kill Colt with Pretty Piece of Flesh. They have, I think there's a 9 Inch Nails song on there.
I think there is too.
Anyway, that whole soundtrack is amazing. I mean, it is a very quintessentially 90s album. Like, I don't know that you could get into it with on today's standards and practices, but for what it was back in the day, I mean, that was the album to have. That, maybe Spawn.
Yeah, The Crow was up there too.
Yeah.
Also, I can't give the underrated performance of the week to John Leguizamo because he's on the wall. Because he's on the Wall of Fame.
But also shout out because he's amazing in that movie.
Yeah, he is. It's Tybalt,
the Prince of Cats, sir.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But I wanted to give it to my man.
Peace. I hate the word.
I hate the word. He's so
as I
good,
hate hell, all Montagues, and thee.
He's so good.
And then he flicks the cigarette at him. Oh, it was dope.
He's like, "Do you bite your thumb? No, sir. Do you bite your thumb at me? No, sir." Yeah.
I do bite my thumb, but I do not bite my thumb at you, sir.
No, anyways, I wanted to give it to Harold Perrineau. The guy who played Mercutio.
Yeah,
he was so good in that movie. He was like my favorite. He was good in Oz, but I will always think of him as
he was in Oz. That's right.
As the wheelchair guy in Oz, or Mercutio in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. He was he was in a bunch. He was also in The Game with Alec Baldwin and Hannibal Lecter.
It's not The Game. That's The Edge.
The Edge.
The Game is Michael Douglas. That's the way.
No, The Game is Triple H.
Anyways, no, but that movie was heavily influenced on. It's like the most least John Woo. Everybody's got two pistols. And you would see that style of T-shirt be everywhere, and you would see the gun with the Virgin Mary and the heart on fire.
Oh, and the dangling crosses.
Oh,
and
man,
it's
it was
very
everywhere.
Catholic, but hyper stylized Catholicism. I mean, it takes place in Verona, which is it's a makeshift LA.
Yeah, it's like California.
But they have like the Christ the Redeemer statue standing downtown.
It's highly stylized, man.
It's shot like a music video in a lot of ways, but I mean, it was the style of the times.
It had its own flavors, though.
I wore an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time.
Yeah, that movie influenced a lot of my generation, man. Like I said, a lot of my friends. It was like The Crow, Romeo and Juliet. Those were the flavors for a long time, which couldn't be on the end of the color palette spectrum any further. But
and really introduced us in a big way to Claire Danes.
I still really only know her for that role. I know she's done phenomenal things on TV and won Emmys after Emmys and stuff. Yeah, I forget what show.
She had done My So-Called Life.
She recently was on. I forget what it was. It's not Secession, but it's some
Homeland.
Homeland, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
But also catapulted Leonardo DiCaprio.
Paul Rudd's in that movie too.
Paul Rudd's in that movie. That's right. Who looks just like he does today.
He's an immortal. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Paul Rudd was a vampire? I was like, okay, so here's the deal. I got to drink your blood, but I don't want to do it, but I got it. So
I'd be like, if you turn me, bet. If he turns me, I'm with it. Otherwise, I'd be like,
I just want to join you in your adventures, Paul.
Yeah, man, you're cool. I'll leave you alone. I won't even tell nobody you turned me. I'll know. Paul Rudd was the one that turned me. But anyways, he's good. It's a great cast, man. That movie is my shit. It's hyper stylized. It's about as cool as you can make Shakespeare, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So. I like how they there's a line giving by longsword, and he reaches for a shotgun, and on the shotgun it says, longsword 850, 12 gauge, whatever. Draw your pistol, and it's the Colt pistol 45.
Yeah, or he's like
my dagger. Draw your dagger. Yeah. And it's the Colt dagger 45.
Yeah. They had a little. I'm sure the people that are true Shakespearean scholars are like, what a gross bastardization of Shakespeare in its tone and whatever. But I don't care. It entertained me, man. So
yeah.
So
like I said, it introduced an entire new generation to Shakespeare, which, I mean, the legends live on, right?
Yeah,
so
I know, right?
How can you go wrong?
Hey, get it. So, anyways, yeah, I'll review it if you want. I will give it a colorful belt buckle with black leather, black pants, some cowboy boots. They got the flame tips on them. Pretty much John Leguizamo's outfit in the opening sequence where he shoots the sign at the gas station is exactly what I'll give it.
Okay.
Which is a pretty good rating.
I'm going to give it 2 teenagers fall in love over 3 days and 6 people die.
Yeah, it's pretty it's pretty like Bad Parenting, the movie, and like teen suicide, angsty kind of BS. So they just gloss right over.
I just love that it was like this play was the original like Fight Club or American Psycho or whatever. They're like, yeah, Romeo and Juliet, that's us, baby. You and me, we're gonna make it. Like, you did not read the end of that play, did you?
Yeah.
There is no we make it in this play.
There's a lot of rash decisions.
Let me just take poison randomly before checking your pulse. Or
But
like,
there is, I mean, obviously it stood the test of time for a reason. I'm not going to sit here and very quickly, but, you know,
Shakespeare. It's
the
hard.
idea of like, you know, he's like, oh, but we can't because we have this name attached to us. And the idea of like, well, what's in a name? Is a rose by any other name not as sweet? Like, it's a hell of a line, man.
Right.
It's a hell of a line.
What is love?
Please find that and interject it. So we could, yeah. I'll find that and we'll interject it. I should be able to do that poem off my head.
And here it is. All right.
All right. So on that note, we are going to take a break unless that was your last movie, right?
That's it, man. That's all I got.
All right, we are going to take a break from our sponsor. Those pantyhose socks, they keep in what look like a box of gloves for whatever reason when you decide to go shoe shopping in sandals.
The non-sock socks?
Mm-hmm. We'll be right back.
All right, we are back from our sponsor, Rental Pantyhose Socks. Hope you never have to need them.
Right. They're at bowling alleys and randomly stuffed in box gloves around shoe department stores. So yeah, man. Anything you need to ask me?
I have to ask you, sir, what have you been watching?
I thought we'd never get there. I'll say this. I'm going to run through a couple things that I actually watched to prepare for the 90s movie tournament that we did.
Okay.
And I didn't really, I didn't get a chance to talk about them like really in depth because I was just trying to make points as we were doing it. But did finally see Leaving Las Vegas.
Awesome. A great Nick Cage movie.
Really, really good. It's, I would say, certainly his best performance. I haven't seen all of them, but he's really good in that.
Blasphemy. It's Face Off.
I don't know. Academy might disagree with you there, man. I'll tell you what I didn't expect, though, is Elizabeth Shue is phenomenal in that movie. My gosh.
Yeah.
My gosh. But it is a super bummer movie. And as I've said, we all know that us white people, we love our bummer movies. But yeah.
Tragedy happening over folk songs.
But I was surprised that how much they actually come to an understanding and how they rush into this like love relationship, but it really does pay off in the fact that there's a mutual respect and understanding and seeing the person for exactly as that other person is, and not wanting to change them.
Sure.
Because when she asked him in the beginning to move in, he's like, "This is crazy." Like, no. And then he kind of, like, within the same scene, convinces her. He goes, "Okay, I'll do it." And his one rule is, like, you can never ask me to stop drinking.
Right.
You can never ask me to stop.
I mean, he moves to Las Vegas with the purpose of drinking himself to death. He's just like, I'm just going to drink and gamble and whore myself until I die.
Yep. And they do a really good job of, even in the beginning when he goes to, like, again, they have a dope 16-minute cold open or whatever it is with him just getting fired, getting a severance package, being like, this is way too much. It's way too much. And that's kind of, he's like, oh, what are you going to do with after he gets fired or whatever? What are you going to do? He's like, I guess I'll go to Las Vegas. He burns everything that he owns and moves out of his house and immediately starts just selling everything. Selling his watch, selling his this, selling his that. And
burn the ships, as it were.
Yeah, and he's like, well, how much do you have? And he said, I have about X amount of money in the account. I think it'll take me about 4 to 6 weeks, which I can do. And so he just drinks all the time.
Yep.
But even before he really gets to Vegas and really just dives head first into the old liquor pool, like him being able to cash the check, and he's really shaky, and he has to go drink to steady his nerves to come back to cash the check.
He's going through the DTs and stuff, and he can't sign it, and the clerk's like, I can't give you this. And then he comes back, and he's like, I am ready to sign the fucking check.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was sad to watch. So I related to a lot of it, just in terms of the withdrawal, a lot of the depression, and man, having your kids, for lack of a better word, taken from you, or granted, some of it's your own, but some people you don't face it well. Is all I'll say, and I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. But I know something like that happened to me, and it's not easy to come by. And people are just like, you're just making the situation worse, and you're like, oh no, the situation's already fucked. Like,
sure,
yeah,
but that's sort of the problem with being in the throes of depression is, very clearly what it's going to take. Maybe not so clearly, but you know what I mean. Like, you have some inkling of people are telling you the thing you need to do to fix the problem. And you just don't give a fuck because you're so broken, you're so over it, you're so beyond repair that why give a fuck? Like, even if I get the thing back, I'm just going to ruin it. I'm just going to fuck it up. I'm just going to... It's just going to all go sour again. And I can't build myself up just to have it all taken away again. Like, I get that. Like, I'm
reluctant. That was my thing in sobriety, man. I'll be real. I've been sober for 5 years now, just recently. And, man, just the whole process of me getting that way was like, man, am I even going to be welcome back? Do I want to sign myself up to be crushed again, possibly? You know, and it's like, you got to do it just for at least I had to do it, but and it's certainly not where I wanted to be. But, man, like, it's hard to explain, and people try to relate to you. Like, oh, it'll get better. I'm like, oh, when's the last time you saw your kid? Oh, yesterday? Oh, well, how'd you shut the fuck up? You know what I would do? Or people would be like, your kid loves you. And I was like, oh, well, this is going to get kind of dark, but my kid has special needs, and she's never told me she's loved me. Right. So guess what? I've never heard that. So shut up, whatever your problems are.
That's why
they call it being terminally unique, is when you think that your shit is so much different and that you're unrelatable, that you're terminally unique from everybody else, that you're so unique that you're going to die from that shit. And Nick Cage just doesn't care. And so the fact that he finds this prostitute and she's just like, yeah, I see it. There's something kind of beautiful about who you are and you coming to terms with it. And you've not for a single second judged me or treated me less than. When she tries to have sex with him, he goes, I don't care about that. I don't care about any of this. I just want you to stay. You can talk to me. I can talk to you. You can listen. We can sit quietly. I don't care.
It's basically he doesn't want, as much as he wants to kill himself, he doesn't want to die alone. And so he's willing to put up with all of her bullshit and all of her like brutal honesty. And that's, I was just going to say, while you were mentioning, like going through the hard times, like I hate the platitudes that people give you, the like, oh, just hang in there and tomorrow's another day and it gets better. Like, well, no, sometimes it doesn't get better. And like, yeah, maybe it does get better, but I really need it to be better now. And like I just hate that. And that's the beautiful thing about their relationship is they are so brutally honest. Like they're not giving each other the platitudes. They're not giving each other the hallmark,
cookie cutter
what
I'm
responses.
Supposed to say right now.
Right. Like they're both okay with each other's misery, and they recognize each other's misery as a reflection of themselves, which I know sounds really lofty and hoity-toity, but that really is the truth, is they both see the fault in each other, and they're both okay with not trying to change it, but just being present in each other's misery.
Yeah. There's two scenes I really liked in the movie. One when he tells like, I don't care about any of that after she's trying to like get him hard or whatever. Right. He's like, I don't care about that. I don't care about anything.
Yeah, she's trying to give him one last hurrah.
No, at the very beginning, when he ultimately pays for her.
Oh, right.
She tries to get him up, and he's just like, I don't care about that. You can stay here. You can talk. And then there's a scene later where They go to... He's been causing a ruckus or whatever, and he's getting kicked out. He got in some fight at some bar.
Getting kicked out of the bars and casinos and stuff.
Yeah. And so he's like, let's just get away and go to this place in the desert. And they go, and they get kicked out. And I don't know, I guess she worked the front desk or whatever, but he was standing up to finally go try, I guess, to make love to Elizabeth Shue because she's pouring alcohol all over her naked body and he's drinking it off of her, and he stands up and it's finally like, because that was his whole thing, is I don't know if you've ever been whiskey penised like that, but when you're an alcoholic, it certainly you don't have full command over it. But he was gonna go and he trips and he falls and he breaks the little glass end table.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the delivery that the woman gives is like a 101 in hospitality. Because she comes out and and I'm doing it a grave disservice, but like in the most polite manner, but zero like other room for interpretation as to exactly what's going on. She says something like, "Yeah, we get your types like here all the time.
Right.
You've been out here really loud with your friend and things like that." And the whole time she's smiling and just has the perfect customer service voice.
Right.
And ultimately tells her, like, in the morning, this is what I need you to do, sweetheart. I need you to get up and get your little friend, get all your things, and come see me at 10 o'clock in the morning and check out. That's going to be your last day here.
Right.
We'll see you then. And she's like, and I don't want you touching this glass because I don't kind of insinuate like I don't know what diseases you got in your blood or anything like that. I don't want you cutting yourself on this glass.
Yeah.
Or you just go back to your room. You take him with you. You have a good night tonight, and I'll see you first thing in the morning. Okay?
Yeah. That very polite, very stern. Like, I'm trying my best not to flip my shit on you right now, but here's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, that woman's performance was awesome.
Yeah.
So I admired her.
That is the height of hospitality voice right there. That's customer service 101 right there.
Yeah. So I'm not going to spend too much time on each of these, but I just want to say I watched a bunch of them kind of in preparation as we started to set the bracket. So, Leaving Las Vegas.
It's a phenomenal movie, but it is not the most uplifting movie you've ever seen in your life.
No.
Like it is so well put together, though. I mean,
it's shot from real far away with almost like documentary style lenses. You can tell that it was so far away, or the ones that are up close. It was very small cameras.
Small cameras.
Yeah, just like in turn, like they're not the giant. Nick Cage talks about it. I think it was on GQ or like Vanity Fair, one of them that does an interview about like your body of work, and he was saying that the director got really small cameras, like almost kind of like the Sony Handycam kind of things. But when they came out, and so he almost didn't remember that the camera was there, so he had the freedom to just kind of like be in the moment without even realizing he was on camera, to not play to the camera.
Rather than having a huge, like, Sony, Pictavision.
Right. So, which apparently the sad story of that movie is that the guy, and I could be missaying who it was exactly, but I think the person that originally wrote it or whatever, it got picked up by the director who finished it. But apparently he had an alcohol problem and he killed himself around the time the movie came out.
All right.
And so I guess it was kind of his swan song too, of whatever. So, all right. I think it was either the screenwriter or the guy who originally came up with the story, something like that. I didn't do enough research because I was like,
you don't respect the audience enough?
No. But no, I just want to say I will give it one blackjack table flipped over when he screams about "That's my son." So very promising. Very promising.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I will also get into the movie Malcolm X, which we talked about a little bit. I saw Malcolm X for the first time. I think, to be honest, it was the first time I've seen it in its entirety.
Really?
Yeah. They do a good job in that movie of, it's Spike Lee firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And this is Denzel being like, you saw me in some other things, but motherfucker, I'm here to stay in a performance.
I mean, he had already done Glory at that point.
So I'm not saying, like, this was him, like, establishing himself as, like...
As a titular actor.
Yeah, he had done, I'm not saying, he was a small bit parts here and there, but that's like him... You get an Oscar nomination. It's like, oh, this is the guy.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it's a really good movie, man. It's Spike Lee firing on all cylinders. It drags a little bit, but that's just kind of the story. I appreciate the fact that they didn't try to. Obviously, there's part you can't tell a full man's life in even 3 hours and whatever it is.
Right.
But that movie actually holds up. Of all the movies I watched, I think it might hold up the best. Only because it
takes place in the 60s.
Well, not just that. It's a time period piece, but it's just the story of his life. And what I respect about that movie so much is, this is why I'm a little reluctant to see the new Bob Marley movie. And I'm a huge Bob Marley fan, but they oftentimes do this where they just paint him one way. And they're like, from what I understand in the reviews and somebody I know has seen it, it's like, they just make Bob Marley really one note. It's just like, one love, my music, and they do a disservice to him, the man, and the complexities of him.
Sure.
And sometimes these biopics do that, where they just kind of paint everybody a certain way. of like, oh, he was always the good guy. And
Sure.
Malcolm X really does a good job of kind of saying like, here's my soul, and you see these over here. That's all the messy bits right there. Those are the parts that, and I respect Spike Lee for kind of leaving those in, especially when it came to like the whole like the Nation of Islam scene,
Right.
And Nation of Islam kind of like the role that they play in it, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and how people's homes started getting bombed, and
Sure.
even at the end, he said when Malcolm X went and did his Mecca. There's a scene earlier in the film where some white lady walks up to him. They didn't call it that back then, but some woke white lady came up, was like, "Hey, look, I'm consider myself an ally of your movement. I agree with so many of your points. As somebody who cares about the black movement, what can I do to help?" And he stops for a second. He looks at her. He goes, "Nothing," right. And he walks right past her.
Right.
And later in the movie, after he actually goes on his pilgrimage and he does Mecca, which he said, "I was praying with white men who believe in the same God that I do,
with the bluest of eyes
and the blondest of hair, and it taught me that the white man is not the dead." And it was kind of him really,
which is why he ended up getting fucked over, because he had been so prolific and so like, you know, almost racist towards white people in terms of all white people are the devil, they are the problem, this, that, the other. And he sort of became awoke to the influence of, maybe it's not white people, maybe it's institutions. And unfortunately, white people are a part of that. But like, whatever. Like, he just, even that slight paradigm shift of like, well, maybe not all white people. And then the Nation of Islam was like, what?
Yeah, and he even said like, I'm starting a new church. It's not the Nation of Islam. White people, you can be members, but you cannot attend, or something. It was something like that. There was or you can donate, but you can't be a member.
You can't be on
something
the board,
like that.
whatever,
yeah, something like that. But so I don't know. I kind of dug it, man. And it obviously the ending, and it did the constant theme of him hearing gunshots.
Yeah,
it was like very much so foreshadowing of like when he was a kid, and you heard one, and then as he's I didn't know they called him Red, and he was using hair product to straighten his hair, and he's like, "Don't it look like the whites?" and da 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 da, and wearing the red suits and running numbers and stuff like that. With that was Delroy Lindo, wasn't it? Who played?
I think so.
Yeah,
You're
I think
right.
it was Delroy Lindo.
Right. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah. So it was a good movie though, man. So I had to give a shout out to that in preparation. I think that one may hold up the best, even though it does like get slow. But it's the story, so I can't like. The movie does it just like, damn, he just took a day off here, Spike Lee, So.
Well, I mean, it's what can you do with, you got to see how he gets involved in the movement, and then you know how it ends, and then sort of the saggy part is what happened, the sloppy shit that happens in the middle of the like, well, here's the story of why he's a complex man,
And Angela Bassett's awesome in it, always telling him to eat every time. Have you eaten? She's like, I'm a nurse, and so we use diet as a big part of, And he's like, "What do you want? What do you want?" She said, "I just want to be a good Muslim. I just want to be a good Muslim." Like anytime you get to know what the characters want, and they let you know that. And granted, they spoon fed that one because he directly asked her. But everything she does at that point when they're on the phone, don't forget to eat. I will, I will.
Right.
Eat healthy. Eat your, So yeah, good movie all the way around, man.
I always thought that she was wasted. I thought that she should have been. She would have been a good Storm in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, what does John Mulaney have the joke about that he just said? He said Angela Bassett got nominated for an Oscar in a Marvel movie. He said that's like getting a Pulitzer Prize nominee from a Twitter. Or from a tweet or whatever it was. Yeah, so.
She earned it. Fuck it.
Yeah, so. Yeah, but no, Malcolm X went back and saw The Usual Suspects, which I had seen before, but it had been a very long time.
How does that hold up?
We talked about it a little bit, so I won't spend too much time, but it's cool. It's a really tight thriller. The idea that they use Kevin Spacey as the framing device to tell the story. Anytime that it's a good way for them to fast forward. It's set up really to move because they cover a lot of ground. You get to know the characters pretty well. Right. Anytime it starts to lull, they can fast forward a little bit because the police at the station are working the case still, so they can get hit with new information.
Right.
And then they can go, all right, what was Kevin Spacey's character's name?
Virgil. Verbal.
Whatever it is, yeah. Yeah, and they say, okay,
Verbal Kent.
Yeah, okay, Verbal, okay, Kent, whatever. We know this now, and he's okay, and it came in the door. Who was Kaiser Soze? Oh,
God,
fuck!
Right, yeah.
So it works well. it's a little bit of diminishing returns, and we mentioned that on the previous podcast.
Yeah,
So
once you know the twist, it kind of...
No, it still works well. The idea that Chaz Palminteri, he wants it to be Gabriel Byrne's character so bad that he can't see what's going on. Like, he needs it to be him for his own closure, and he won't believe he's dead. He won't believe he's dead.
Right.
And
his own bias is standing in the way of his own investigation.
Which we kind of flew through it because we were pressed for time, but it was the idea. It's kind of an FU to the audience to go like, so yes, that is the thing. He talks about what a good detective he is, but then he's a dumb enough detective to have the guy literally sit in front of him and read things around him, which I can understand. It's not his office; it's his boss's office.
Right.
So he's reading things around the room, telling him a story, an intricate story. So he's too dumb for that, but then he's smart enough to figure it out by looking at a coffee cup.
Right.
And it's just like...
Right. At no point during the entire tenure of this investigation did you look around and be like, hey, that's Rollo Tomasi. Like, sorry, I'm confusing movies, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Orca, it's...
Yeah.
And so it's... And it's also just... It works because you think the twist is like, Kaiser Sose was... What is Gabriel Byrne's character's name? The cop, I forget it. Kaiser Sose was Gabriel Byrne. It was him. He's like, it was him. It was always him. And he starts crying to him, which is great. And then it just is like, it's kind of stupid when you think about it, though. And this is what I was saying. Like, Key and Peele does the skit about this.
Right.
It was Wall Shoe. And he's like,
his name was Johnny Chalkboard. Are you just talking about the chalkboard?
The chalkboard behind me? He's like, no. Well, then who was it? It was him, and it was...
Redbone Plate Head.
Yeah. Which is them obviously using extremes, but it is kind of that fucking stupid when you think about it. So, but it still holds up to it. Like, it's still a very entertaining movie.
Sure.
But it's... I remember watching that. For some reason, that kind of clicked in my head. Was like, it's kind of fucking stupid. Like, doesn't really... Like, eh. And again, you can't just go, fuck you, audience. He's dumb enough to be taken by this guy. Because he's too blind to see it, but he's also smart enough immediately to then figure it out.
Right. Given one very small, inconsequential piece of information, he's like, wait a minute. The whole story doesn't stack up.
Yeah. And even then, like, the parts that he filled in, he could have used anyone's name. He could have been like, because there's people he doesn't know, he's asking what's the name is.
Right.
So when people ask me...
He could have used some kid from third grade that he never met,
Yeah, William White. Oh, yeah, tell me about William White. Well, you don't know him, so I can say anything.
Right. Well, his name's Will, and he's really white.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
His last name is actually William Black, but he's really white, so we call him Willie White.
And I saw Good Will Hunting.
Phenomenal.
Really good movie. Those gentlemen deserve to win the best picture, or best screenplay, like I said.
Agreed.
And Robin Williams did a phenomenal performance, and I'm glad that I finally got to connect all those pieces of, again, knowing the movie but not knowing the movie, seeing it bits, seeing it pieces. So connected all that.
Wicked smart.
Yeah, no, they're both phenomenal in it, man. Matt Damon really carries that movie. Gus Van Sant uses some weird
I would
choices, but they work.
I would argue that of all the people in that movie, Matt Damon does the heavy lifting. I mean,
for sure,
just the range of emotion and expression that he has to go through during that movie. I mean, for the most part, Robin Williams, yes, he's very clever, he's very smart, he's very attuned to what's going on, but he does tend to play it kind of one note. Like he never there's only one or two scenes where he really breaks and goes into, you know, a extreme emotional range, whereas Matt Damon is constantly all over the map. Whether he's, you know, he has a different tone when he's talking to his best friend, he has a different tone when he's talking to his girlfriend, he has a different tone when he's talking to the head professor, a different tone than when he's talking to Robin Williams. I mean, like, it's his range of characterization and personalities, like not in a psychopathic way, but just in a very human way. Like, we all sort of interact different with the people in our lives, you know?
No, I say that all the time when people are like, oh, you're being fake. It's like, you know, I'm a complete human being, and there's somebody that brings out certain aspects of me, or that I feel more comfortable showing this side of me to that person. I'm not being fake. Like,
right.
You are too. It's like you fucking go to a job interview. What up, Cole?
Right.
Here,
right,
stack
right.
this. Like, shut the fuck.
I'm here to make paper and fuck bitches.
You're right. Like,
pay me, son.
Right. Yeah, that's the when Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong situation. So no, it's
No, baby, I promise.
right. It's yeah, no, it's really good. I do like the fact that you see the most, in my opinion, out of Robin Williams' character when he speaks to the Skarsgård. However, I'm not even going to try to say his first name, but Daddy Skarsgård, because they're like these rivals that have a weird respect for each other, but it's also he's like, you're using the boy to get things. He's like, no, the boy frightens me because he's so smart, and if he wants to go fucking dig ditches, you don't understand the mind that we have here.
Right.
He's like, well, if you push him to that, it's never going to happen. So it's weird, like, do they, don't they? And I like the fact that when Matt Damon's character, when Will Hunting walks in the room, he doesn't sit there and like, it's always weird walking into a room when other people are talking about you.
Sure.
And but it's nothing new to him. So he kind of takes it in stride. Like, all right, what are we doing? He doesn't go, hey, you're an asshole, and how dare you? I thought they were going to do that for a second and have him like run out of the how dare you? And which the only part I didn't really.
I'm not a toy to be used.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like, it felt really shoehorned in, was the like, hey, it's not your fault. Hey,
really,
it's not your fault. Hey, I understand what they were getting at of him being like, yeah, I know, I get it, and him really getting it, but he's mad at the world because for whatever reason he's been blaming himself for all these things. But it just felt I understood that they needed to get to that point where he finally does break, but it just felt like that part. I didn't buy that particular way to get there. But
I don't know. For me, it was, again, we had talked about, the platitudes of people talking to you when you're depressed or trying to help you through trauma or whatever, and giving you just the hallmark greeting, like, well, it gets better. Like, to me, that was a very emotional, very heartfelt, very sincere, in terms of Robin Williams was not trying to talk down to him. He wasn't trying to psychoanalyze him. He wasn't trying to just tell him what he wanted to hear or what he needed to hear. He was literally just telling him the truth and trying to hammer it home in terms of, you may have been told this before, but you need to understand what I'm telling you as the truth. Like, it is not your fault. Like, your dad was a fucked up individual, and it's not your fault that you had to find solace in all these weird places and books and small criminality and your little dirtbag friends that you hang out with. But like,
it's like your closest.
They welcomed you in. They didn't try to pressure you. They didn't beat you. They didn't ask anything other than you being you. And so it's not your fault. And I think that's sort of where Will Hunting's reaction comes from. Is at first he thinks he's being fed the psychoanalyst line of like, it's not your fault. You have trauma in your life. Like, he doesn't want to hear it. Like, hey, not you, not you, not this time. No, it's not your fault. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying, but I don't want to hear it. It's not your fault. God damn it, maybe it's not my fault.
No, I get it. I understand, like I said, all the reasons, and you did a phenomenal job of explaining it just there, of him not saying it just to be like, but it just felt like, I'm just going to keep saying this, and it just kind of, I don't know, it didn't land well with me in terms of the delivery, and that's just
okay.
But again, I understand the point of why they're doing it. I think it's a very necessary scene. It just that the execution of it didn't quite sit right with me for whatever reason.
Because it wasn't just Robin Williams telling him that as his therapist. He was telling him that as a friend.
No, I know. Again, I get it all. No, I'm not. It's not. There's no explanation of me. Like I get it conceptually.
It still just feels a little.
It just felt just a little shoehorned in.
I tried.
No, you're good. No, again, I'm not saying like, oh, it's stupid. If it was like he said some other thing that didn't make sense, that like, how did you? He also just kind of started saying it, and I didn't really get the connect. I don't think I missed it, but I didn't really get the connection as to what they were talking about. So then they pivot into, hey, it's not your fault. Hey, it's not your fault.
Sure.
So like it seemed like the transition from where they were, there was no build up to it. Just to like, and then we're just gonna repeat this, and you're gonna cry. To me, it just felt kind of rushed.
Okay.
But again, to each their own. It worked for a lot of moviegoers. So
hey, You didn't get it, and it's not your fault.
I know it actually is though. Like really.
Marcus.
It's my own stupidity.
Marcus.
Oh God, man. Oh God, man.
Not you.
It's not you. Not you. Oh, I do also in that movie. There's some really good dialogue. The way he breaks down Mozart playing a piano.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't know. I see it. I can play it. You know, he's talking about math, and he's like, to you, to Mozart, he sees it as one thing. Me, I walk up to your piano, and he's like, oh, can you play? He's like, not a lick, because I see it as a wooden box with some strings and some pedals and a couple keys, and that's it. Right. It's like, but when I look at this, I can just do it. It's natural
Mozart.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's yelling at one of the Skarsgårds earlier. He's like, this shit isn't even fun to me. What you're asking to do. He's like, I know it's not, but that's why we need you to do something with your life.
Right. I mean, it's the paradox of the unexamined life. Is it better to be acting? Even if you're a genius, is it better to be acting as a simpleton in a simpleton world, or is it better to strive against the calluses and brutality of man and rise above and try and elevate it? Even though it might go unappreciated, or it might drive you to madness. They talk about him, like, hey, who's Ted Kaczynski? I don't know. Hey, who's Ted Kaczynski? The Unabomber. I win.
Right. So, anyways, no. So I just wanted to touch on those movies, and there was a couple other I kind of visited, but those are the big ones I wanted to say.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll just talk two quick.
Wait. What do you rate Good Will Hunting?
Oh, 1 jar of apples, 2 jars of apples, 3 jars of apples, 4 jars of apples, 5 jars of apples. And he goes, this is my favorite part. 10 is when we can all have apples. Yeah. I do like the fact he gets out of jail just by quoting previous cases.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And the judge is like, given this rap sheet, I think it's about time you figure out what's up, man. So...
I was going to rate it not a mini driver, but an extra large driver.
What?
Mini driver.
Who's Mini Driver in that?
His girlfriend, Mini Driver.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yeah.
Oh. I never saw her in anything else, so.
Oh, she was...
Is it Mini Driver? I mean, I believe you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Mini Driver.
I don't know. I just don't know from anything else.
Anyway, she's an extra large driver in this.
Oh,
that's
cool.
why I rate it.
Oh, good. Well, sorry I ruined your joke, but you helped me learn something today.
Fuck it. It's all going on the editing room floor.
All right. I saw 2 movies real quick, and then we can talk a little something that I know we both are very excited about because we get to speculate. I saw the movie Charlie Day directed and wrote. It's called Fool's Paradise.
Okay.
Ultimately, he plays a guy who wakes up. He's in a mental institution or some kind of hospital, and he has like the ability to follow basic commands. If they're like, "Hey, you, Mister, stand up. Hey, pat your head." He'll smile and pat his head, and he can follow basic commands. But he's mute, and so he doesn't say anything the entire time. And meanwhile, Charlie Day plays another character. This guy, he's a method actor, and he's playing a cowboy. So all he's decided to do is just sit there and just get drunk on set all day and shoot his fake pistols. And he watches TV, and they're like, TV wasn't around on that time. He's like, don't tell me about no TV. And so they kick him off the set. They're like, F you, we'll bring somebody else to do it. And Ray Liotta, rest in peace, in one of his final roles, finds this guy, who they aptly name later, I'll tell you. They pick up the institution guy and drive him to set. He's like, can you do movies or whatever? And he's like, ooh. He's like, stand on the box. So he gets one scene done and whatever. And like 2 scenes later, they the cowboy guy who's a method actor wanted to experience what it was like to be hung.
Oh god!
And so he just hangs himself.
Be hanged.
Whatever.
Right. I know what it's like to be hung.
Right. To be hanged by the neck until dead. And so he kills himself, which is conceptually very funny. And they're joking about him. I have an autoerotic asphyxiation,
right?
The kind of vibe to it as well. And so he fills in for him for the rest of the movie. And then it's just Ken Jeong of the Hangover fame plays
Community,
plays an agent who has no clients and is just washed up but wants to make it in Hollywood. So he just clings to this guy,
right.
Never tells him his name, and so they keep saying, latte pronto. So he just starts calling him latte pronto. And so that's just what he goes with. And so ultimately, it really moves very quickly, and it just is like there's really some weird shots of him sitting in the chair. Or you'll see some Sonny's members, Always Sunny cast members, because it's Charlie Day. You see Artemis and his wife, the waitress, and things like that, and doing his makeup. And it just shows very quickly the insanity of kind of Hollywood and stardom in its own about the treatment of it. And it just kind of skewers Hollywood. But my only issue with it is it doesn't really like say anything. Okay. It's just kind of like, isn't Hollywood a weird place?
I was going to say, it sounds a lot like the movie Dave that they did with Kevin Kline, where the president has a stroke and the Secret Service is like, we can't tell the populace that the president had a stroke because it'll throw the whole country into turmoil, but we also can't bring in the vice president because he's crazy.
Right.
Like, he was on some like African trip and like took some weird mushrooms, and now he's coming back, dressed in Aboriginal gear and stuff.
Right, yeah, keep him away.
So they find a dude who looks just like the president, and to act as his like decoy or replace him or whatever. Sorry, it sounds like that movie kind of.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, kind of premise wise, it's but like I said, it just doesn't really like say anything. It's like it's not really skewering Hollywood. It's just kind of like, isn't it a crazy place?
Okay.
And it moves very quickly, and it's. I'm sure those that are in the industry may appreciate it more because, he blows up and it's mega stardom, and he has no idea what he's doing.
You're talking about Latte Pronto?
Yeah, Latte Pronto. He blows up, and the whole time, his whole thing was he doesn't know that he's on camera, and so he kept looking in the camera. And then that blew up. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing. He broke the fourth wall, and it's the smartest thing that anybody's ever done in this town, and he really just doesn't know what he's doing. And so he blows up and he gets married to some supermodel super quickly. And then like the gimmick quickly falls off, and he falls off a building because he's easily startled. So he falls off a building and hurts his neck. And they're like, he was a suicide. So it's just everything happens. It's kind of a little bit Forrest Gumpy as well. But it's all,
okay. And
so before you know it, he's broke again. And it moves very quickly. And the whole time Ken Jeong is just trying to like, hey man, like, I still believe in you.
Cling on to a falling star.
Yeah, but also weird way becomes his friend, and it's again, it doesn't really say anything. It's just like a lot of events happen really quickly, and it catalogs like the superstardom explosion. And everybody loves this guy; he can do no wrong.
Yeah,
and then obviously the next day they're playing to the extremes. The next day an accident happens, and then he's like, oh my God, he's suicidal, and then this is going to be his comeback picture, and he's only been in like 3 scenes. Right. This is his comeback picture. Somehow he gets in a fight, and they're like, your bad boy antics are going to get you kicked out of this town.
So very, very James Dean, very like early Marlon Brando, where like he's done not even a full movie, and they're like, he's the next big thing, and he's going to blow Hollywood on its ass. And
he's a bad boy too. Yeah. And
so it's just Orson Welles, Vincent Price kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's just kind of a very fast forward progression of, I guess, what it's like in Hollywood and just how absurd it is. But again, to me, I didn't walk away with any like poignant points or anything like that of like, oh, what a biting satire. It was just kind of like, it was entertaining, but it wasn't. I didn't like feel it was like saying anything. So I don't know. I couldn't really speak on it too much because I'm not really in the industry. But
sure,
I wanted to support it because it's my man Charlie Day of Always Sunny fame. So I certainly wouldn't call it a bad movie. It was just I just kind of wanted to take the journey with them. So
sure, okay.
But again, they know what they're doing. It's interesting. There's some funny parts in it, so I'm not gonna just take shots at it. But it wasn't for me. I don't think.
Maybe not.
Because I don't really what it is it's trying to have an old school vibe of like, oh, it's like if it was set in like during the talkie pictures or whatever, like the early and it kind of is, but it's not at the same. It just kind of seems to not really know. I couldn't tell you what time or place it took in.
Like maybe the 30s, 40s, 50s,
yeah,
like whatever. Like
a little bit of everything.
Not a definitive timeline in terms of it's just old Hollywood, quote unquote.
Yeah, but with like new, so it took me out of it a little bit, in terms of just like I don't really know what the vibe is here, but it was still entertaining. There's still some funny parts. The guy conceptually being a method actor so much that he hangs himself. I don't know. You got me effed up, man. That he lynches himself.
English major.
Yeah, whatever. That he nooses himself to try to find out what that's like is pretty funny.
So maybe give it a Charlie half day?
I will give it an espresso tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyways.
I like that.
I also I was on another double down kick of I like when people do their own thing, much like we do on this podcast. So that was my love for Charlie Day, trying to like support the guy.
Sure.
Jake Johnson did a movie called Self-Reliance. He was on New Girl. He was the voice on the cartoon Hoops.
That's right.
I think he's really funny.
That's right. That's about it's sort of like a deadliest game, like or
somewhat.
Like we're going to hunt you, and if you survive, you get $1 million kind of thing.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. But there's some rules.
Or
to
the
game.
pest, or you know.
Yeah, far superior to the pest. It's called Self-Reliance, written and directed by Jake Johnson. It's 90 minutes. It's in and out. It's got
Sweet.
Anna Kendrick too, and you can tell that acting is becoming very easy for her. She's just very natural and everything. I'm actually a big fan of her.
Okay.
But ultimately, like you said, the premise is he gets picked up by Andy Samberg, and Andy Samberg is paid by this dark web TV show.
Okay.
And the rules of the game are you're going to be hunted for the next 30 days if you accept. If you win the 30 days, you win $1 million.
Okay.
All right. And the rules are that they can't kill you as long as you're with somebody. And they have to be within striking distance. Like if you're within arm's length or whatever, because it's dangerous for the people that may or may not be playing.
Sure. Like that way they just can't randomly toss a grenade or a random sniper shot or what have you.
Yeah, it's too dangerous. So if you're next to
if you're within arm's distance, you're safe.
Yeah, if you're within what they said, striking distance or whatever, you're good. And so he's like, well, why am I being selected? And he's like, well, you broke up with your girlfriend. You don't really have anything going on. You just do your job, but you're not trying to move up. You're just the perfect candidate. And so it gets
a nobody.
Yeah, kind of thing. And he's like, and also this could be good for you. And so they always joke about these production assistant ninjas. They're like, we're with you now. We've been with you for the last month. Don't try to see us because we're going to see you. And so it's funny how it plays out because he tells his family immediately, his sister and his mom. And he's like, well, I'll just crash here with you guys then for the next 30 days and we'll be millionaires. And you can tell that via this breakup that he just went through, which they don't show, they talk about it a lot.
Allude to it heavily.
Yeah. They were just like, no, like you're out of your fucking mind. You're not bringing your bull crap in here. I don't know what's going on. You either need to get this girl out of your mind or get you someone new, something.
Right.
But you're losing your mind if you think that you're on a dark web TV show. And part of the rules are that the guys that told him, I think it's Swedish or Nordish or something like that, they're like Nordish. They say the hunters might not even come. They might not even find you. You might just sit around for 30 days being paranoid and they don't even show up. And so there's this weird kind of thing of like, is this all in his head? Is it? And then you slowly get confirmation that...
Like a weird psychology play of maybe he's imagining it, like delusions of grandeur.
And that's what they talk about too.
Okay.
And so, and so you kind of at the end, I walked away with the suspicion that it was real, but somebody could convince me that paid more attention to the movie that it wasn't real.
Okay.
You know, or at least that the characters he interacted with were real in terms of like his mom and stuff like that. But like if the actual game was real, but I think it was for certain reasons. But without seeing the movie, it wouldn't make any sense. But ultimately, what it is he's like one day he finds a camera, just like it looks like the smallest little peanut or whatever.
Like a spy camera.
Yeah, and he's like, would you look at that? The fucking production assistant ninjas. And it's really about him trying to like learn to be alone after a breakup, but he can't be alone. And so it's like kind of learning to be self-reliant. So he hires this guy. He calls him Jim. He's like, Jim, like some hobo. He's like, Jim, you want to make some money? You're with me every day. He explains the rules of the game and this and that. He tries to go to his family first. And he's like, all right, well, when we going to bed? Somebody tries to kill him, so he runs to his sister's house, and his sister's not home, but his roommate is this big fat dude, bigger guy, and he's like, all right, so yeah, I'm bushed, man. When we going to bed? And he's like, you are not sleeping in the same bed with me. Didn't you? I just explained the rules of the game. I almost got killed because the person I was with walked away from me. Like,
right.
I got to be with you.
I was in the living room, and they went to go get a glass of milk, and then
it's on now.
Yeah.
So he's like, they found it. And so later that same night, he wakes up and the dude's out of the bed. And he's like, oh, shit. And he pokes out of the window. There's a dude with a rifle aimed at him. And he ducks down and he runs out. And he gets kicked out of his sister's house because he grabs the heavy dude on the toilet while he's pooping. And he's like, he's up here. He's dragging his head to the window. He's like, you pulled me off of the toilet while I was pooping. you need to go. You need to get out of here, man.
You know how hard it is to take a shit in a headlock?
Yeah, exactly. Which is, I'm not saying I don't understand. And ultimately it progresses, like he hires a homeless guy, he calls him Jim, and he kind of follows him around. And Jim does a pretty good job, but, everybody gets caught slipping once in a while.
Sure.
And then eventually...
Especially homeless.
Yeah, well, he puts something on what is it? Craigslist. Okay. And he explains, hey, I'm playing this game, and in comes Anna Kendrick, who says, I'm playing the game too. We should pair up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so it's them, then that's where they kind of fall for each other, and they just really like hanging out
like
with
a
each
will
other.
they, won't they kind of thing?
Yeah. Because at one point they're like, no, I just want to leave, and this, and they're like, no, let's just double down on this. Like, we're 15 days in, we got 15 more days, we can do this. And you want me to spoil it for you, or you want to watch the movie?
Yeah, talk about it.
Turns out she's not playing the game.
Of course.
She just is like, I don't know, it just seemed interesting. I thought you were out of your mind, and I just thought it'd be something new to do, and I'm really impulsive. Right. And he's like, that's cool, but like, you left me to die. So, and you turn out like there's much more to it. They go, man, he meets some other characters who have played the game and gotten out or whatever, or currently playing the game. And he explains to him, he goes, man, what they don't tell you is that this show is a fucking comedy. He's like, it's a comedy? He's like, you really haven't figured this shit out, do you, man? And apparently what it is, if you've ever seen the show, he explains it as it's the show Let's Make a Deal, where people come in costumes and stuff like that. He's like, and anybody you tell is not going to fucking believe you. He's like, by the way, it's Gata from the show Dave, the Lil Dicky show.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So,
yeah.
Gata's the one explaining it to him, so shout out to him. He's like, I've been crazy talking about a man in a sumo wrestling diaper coming to kill me. Nobody believes me. And it's true, so all these people dress up like one of the person.
It's like cosplay, like all the assassins are cosplay.
Yeah, one is Ellen DeGeneres, and he kicks the shit out of him with a nightclub. He's like, you want to come on my show? You get in the car? Get in the car. He's like, Ellen?
Wait, is it actually Ellen DeGeneres?
No, it's not.
Okay,
no.
okay.
Well, one's like dressed up as a sumo wrestler. One's a samurai. One's dressed up like Michael Jackson from Thriller. It's
nice.
Like, and so it's really dark. And apparently in a podcast I was listening to with Jake Johnson, he was like, the original way I wrote it, there was almost zero humor from about the second act to the very end of the movie.
Okay.
Like, I mean zero. He's like,
got
I wanted to get
serious.
it dark and weird. And eventually by the end, he's missing a tooth and he's just hanging out with a homeless camp. And as soon as one starts to walk, he just follows him and crashes next to him. And then they tell him to throw in another wrinkle. To win the game, you have to get back to the warehouse. A limo will find you. It's like, okay, well, they know where I'm at. They're like, they're not coming here. You got to go find it. And so
Nice.
another wrinkle and whatever.
Okay.
And at the end, it's kind of funny. He does win, and he's like, but the little hiccup was it's in their money, whatever the Swedish dollar is or whatever it was.
Right.
He's like, and it's
Borky Borks.
Yeah, and it's also on a payment plan. So really, I'm really getting about $4,000 a month for the next 25 years or whatever it was. He's like, so yeah, but I'm happy though. So he goes, and none of you believe me, you fucking assholes. And he promised the homeless guy that he hired Jim, which turns out one day he's talking to him. He's like, my name's not Jim. You just started calling me Jim, and I just never corrected you.
Right,
which is how you think, like, is this guy truly just out of his mind because he's broken up with? And so there's little clues that, again, if somebody told me that it was all in his head, I'd be like, that makes sense. But I'm to the production assistant ninjas intervene because they like him. And they're like, you need to play smarter. Like,
Okay.
think about why people are doing what they're doing. So it was. I'll say this is 90 minutes and it's in, it's out. I've never really seen anything like it. It takes you could tell definitely there's a point where it could get really dark, and they kind of pivot out of it to something more humorous because I guess in the testing,
just to kind of keep it a little bit more on the light side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely worth a watch though, man. It was definitely original, and I had not seen anything like it. And I always support anybody who gets their own funding. And, I think Andy Samberg and Lonely Island produced it. But Jake Johnson kind of was like, hey, got this idea for a movie and sold it to Hulu, and the rest is history.
That's cool, man. Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, that's how I feel
Independent
about it.
filmmaking.
That's, yep. So I will give it if we're playing Let's Make a Deal, I will give it door number 2. And other than that, man, I really just wanted to talk to you about one more thing. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh, good Lord.
No, I'm kidding. I wanted to talk to you during the Super Bowl. There was a little trailer that got released.
The Superb Owl?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Deadpool 3 trailer, man. Deadpool and Wolverine is the title that was revealed, and I want to know your thoughts on it because I have not spoken a word to you about it, and I really, really, really want to know your thoughts, man. Obviously, we're both stoked, but...
Brother, I am so excited for this. I mean, I'm a big fan of the first two Deadpool movies anyway. I think they're great comic book fun, and I mean literal comic book fun. They don't worry too much about the... You don't have to know the complete backstory of every character. They sort of just spoon feed it to you in a very enjoyable way. Like, they give you just enough information about the character to let you know what you need to know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's... The first one is one of the best comic book movies of all time.
I would agree with that.
Superhero movies of all time, for sure. There's other things that are comic book movies. But no, I think Deadpool's up there. If somebody said it's the best, I could see it. So, in terms of tone, it nails the tone of the character. Like,
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, just based on the trailer, they're bringing in the TVA from the Loki series. They're bringing in...
Which we'll be talking very soon.
Put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. I mean, finally incorporating Hugh Jackman into the mainstream Marvel universe. Yes, please. Like, this might be the bridge where, I mean, we've talked about it before, you know, how do you bridge between bringing in the X-Men into the main Marvel continuity without disrupting the entire, you know, history and like, oh, well, they've always sort of been there and nobody knew, or like, well, they've always been there, but we never really addressed it, like, which doesn't work either way, you know, like, this might be the way that you do that.
I think they're putting a lot on its shoulders, and I'm glad in a weird way because apparently Ryan Reynolds and there's a bunch of screenwriters, which I'm fine with. Get it right. If it's just, oh, you're just a jokes guy, cool, whatever. If you're a structure guy, I don't give a shit. It could have 45 writers on it. If the quality's good at the end, I'm happy for it.
And I hope they all get paid.
Yeah, me too, for sure. But they've really they've said ultimately, the only thing that they've brought, what's his name, Kevin Feige in, is just to kind of get the big picture feel of it. And largely, even Kevin, I think somebody asked him, they said, what is your plans for Deadpool 3 and how to do that because with its mature rating?
Right.
And Kevin Feige was like, I do nothing. I let those guys do what they've been doing.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
What are you talking about?
There's a reason why those movies grossed as much money as they did, was because it was put in the hands of people who, writers, directors, actors, who actually care about the character and care about making a fun superhero romp. Like, it's not your traditional, you know, big glowing thing in the sky that they all have to unify to defeat. You know, that's seems to be the major plot line of every superhero movie nowadays. Like, they inject a lot of heart and a lot of humor and a lot of, you know, dirty, you know, dick and fart jokes, which is all that Deadpool's about anyway. So
yeah, I think there's a Deadpool in the comics can be a bit annoying because his power set is so weird. And like we've talked about it before, where he literally at one point, because he's one of the few characters that knows that he's a comic book character.
Sure.
He at one point reached back within the panels of a comic book page and grabbed the ultimate nullifier, which is like, it's like God, like your God level powers at that point. And it's funny because it's a bit if you can take that as some surface level stuff, but for those of us that actually care about comic books and the continuity and the power dynamic, it's like massive. That's massive.
Exactly.
Like we were talking about in Jack Frost, the movie we watched, splitting your consciousness into each individual ice cube.
Yes.
And each one of them has their own personality. You could then reform all of them into an army, and they could
and then conceptually do that
to an army
in eternity. You know, like
it's,
each one then splits themselves, and then they split themselves,
like
and they split. And so
massive
eventually,
power
like,
set.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, no, I'm just here to wildly speculate about it, man. We all know we like it. I'm glad that we finally get the yellow Wolverine. I've seen a comic book in the trailer.
I saw that as well.
And it is of Secret Wars 6, I believe, with Dr. Von Doom
on the cover.
The cover,
which hints that they might be bring in some sort of Fantastic Four tie-in, or somehow
they are bringing the Fantastic Four. But but before I get sidetracked even further, Deadpool. I was saying that Deadpool has a weird character set.
Yes,
a power set, I should say. And I think they're going to try to introduce that through the TVA of like, look, you're special for these reasons. Like, you're the one that, like, some people are going to call you insane or weird or whatever, but somehow you survive all these things. And so
Right.
I think they are literally going to treat him like he is as he said in the trailer, like he's Marvel Cinematic Jesus. Yeah. And I think he's going to save a bunch of timelines and unite a bunch of things and kind of gather a band of variants.
Okay.
To try to save it all, man. So.
Which we've already kind of seen in the behind the scenes photos in terms of, you know, they have Lady Deadpool, they've got Dogpool, they've got Handsome Deadpool, they've got whatever other variants we might see, Dogpool maybe, Headpool, Zombie Deadpool, whatever, you know,
whatever.
What may have you, but it looks like it's going to be one of those time space continuum jumping, like almost like Back to the Future but with alternate realities kind of thing.
Yeah, because he's been playing with time.
Yeah,
at the end of the last movie. And I think the one thing that's good about the trailer is I don't think I saw anything, at least plotline wise, beyond the first 30 minutes. I'd be surprised. Certainly they just said, hey, look, the TVA gets a hold of him. They say you might be able to save the universe, and he makes a bunch of jokes about him being the MCU savior. You show some clips of Wolverine. You show some clips of him flipping around, loading guns, and doing silly Deadpool stuff, and other people suiting him up.
The slow-mo John Woo, you know, like flipping up the ammo clip and catching it under, and then, you know, he cocks both guns against each other.
Yeah. Yeah, no, cool stuff, man. So, I just, if you could have anyone in this Deadpool movie, who would you have? Because you know that he, like in the last movie he got like Brad Pitt to play the Vanisher, and is there any, and you know that he can pull from, one, he has a lot of friends, and two, he can pull from, like, for example, the one I would want to see is if they just threw Channing Tatum as Gambit in there. Just briefly, because it was a movie that was supposed to happen.
That would be interesting. Bring in all the rumored people that were supposed to play whatever. Like bring in, like if they got Tom Cruise to play like Tony Stark for a hot second. Or let's see who would they.
Yeah, I would like to see Channing Tatum as
if
Gambit.
they could bring in anybody.
Anybody. It didn't have to be even like a Hollywood wink or anything.
I would say bring in me. Because I want to be a part of that and finally be a part of the Marvel Universe because I deserve it, goddammit.
I'm with it. But this is going to be interesting how they do this.
Let's see. Who would I bring in? I would probably do, and this might be controversial, I would do one more Stan Lee cameo. Like one final, you know, just thank you, send off, sign off, you know, like one more just... Oh my God! They put in Stan Lee one more time. Thank you. You know.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I get it.
And I would even say there's a way you could do it where you could literally just cut and paste him from like an old 1970s interview and work that in. You know, like just literally like whatever real life interview he did, like have Deadpool ask the questions or whatever, like kind of like a Forrest Gump kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. There's a way to do that, certainly. That's not a bad answer at all. But I just think the sandbox is going to be wide open for this. It looked like there was an appearance of Doctor Doom when I looked at the trailer. Whoever pulled that shield thingy out in the desert, I said, hold up. I paused that trailer immediately. And now I'm starting to get upset because all the rumor mills of Doctor Doom are coming out. They're like, it's going to be Henry Cavill. It's going to be this person. It's going to be that. And I'm like, first off, tread lightly when it comes to these Doctor Doom rumors, because that's
take
my
that
guy.
Shit seriously.
Yeah. And they just announced the Fantastic Four, which I'm really looking forward to that movie. It looks to be like a period piece.
Which, by the way, can I just say that, like, do you think it might be a misdirect that they have Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic and they're really going to cast him as Doctor Doom? Because that's kind of how I see it going.
You do?
It wouldn't surprise me. He's already got experience, you know, doing voice work behind a mask. He's comfortable, you know, like he understands the nuances of inflection and sort of, you know, plus he's working the nuances of voice work and putting subtle inflections into his voice, even though he's behind a metal, you know, piece of armor. Plus, he's in every other sci-fi piece anyway, so
very true.
It would make sense that they just bring him into the voice recording booth.
I just know they better not fudge it up.
But if it's going to be Doctor Doom, Pedro Pascal,
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't know why they would bait and switch though.
Because it's Marvel.
I guess. I think the Deadpool, man, this one's going to be, I know the quote-unquote hero fatigue, and I think this one's going to really put some butts in the seats in terms of Marvel and move the needle.
We'll see. I think this will be the determinant on whether or not the Marvel fatigue is real or not.
Because I don't know how they're going to pivot out of Kang. They seem to be doing that now. Jonathan Major's legal issues.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Which it's funny hearing people that don't, and I'm not defending him. This is going to sound like it, but he got accused. He got sentenced of one thing. He was found guilty of one thing, and then people are like, "It was guilty of beating his." Like it's a.
They draw such wild other conclusions.
That wasn't the charge
right,
even, and it's like I understand you're upset, and he got arrested for assault and what was like
kidnapping, essentially.
No, it wasn't like that. It was whatever it was. It was like disturbing, whatever. I don't remember what it is. But like, I know the one that people are saying is certainly not what it is. They'll be like, it was domestic assault, and it's like, calm down, calm down.
Right.
I'm not what you don't put your hands on people, no matter what you are. But still, let's not turn this into something like.
Well, it's everybody watches Law and Order and true crime, and so they know the law. And like, well, I've seen documentaries about this, and he could be charged with but it's like Denzel Washington said in Training Day. It's not about what happened, or it's not about the facts. It's about what you can prove.
Yeah,
it's
just and then again, it's going to sound like I'm condoning him. I'm not. Like, whatever he's guilty of, he was found guilty of. He got off on 2 other charges or whatever, and I think he has a different court case coming up for something else. But I don't like when people, if you get, it'd be like if you got arrested for possession of drugs, and then everyone was saying that you got possession with intent to sell.
Right. It's or, like, he got busted selling crystal meth to kindergartners, right?
And you're like,
well, wait.
Slow down with that.
You got part of the story right, but not.
Yeah, not really.
You hit the tree, but you missed the mark.
Yeah. So no, I think Deadpool's going to move the needle in a big bad direction.
I hope so. I have high hopes for the movie in terms of we haven't really had a good rated R comedy in a while.
True.
And I think that especially this movie kind of hits that niche market of like, not only is it superheroes, but it's the Ryan Reynolds, snarky cynicism.
He's really good at doing Deadpool. Like those guys. That's why I've respected Kevin Feige when he was like, "Yeah, they've talked to me about the overarching where it fits in the cinematic universe and how we get you there, but in terms of like us quote unquote toning down the movie and like we're not doing that at all."
Well, basically, they just checked in with Kevin Feige to be like, "Here's what we want to do. Does this break your plan in any way?" And Kevin Feige was like, not really. Go.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the TVA thing, they need to know how to fit it in and all that stuff. Sure. But I mean, in terms of like the violence and the cussing, that's like, no, make a Deadpool movie. That's what we want.
That's kind of the whole point. Is like that's the freedom of Deadpool being able to jump around between dimensions and times. Is like you can do anything you want because none of it's canon. Like you could have him visit.
Deadpool has a weird power set, and somehow he's chosen by death, and like time itself has eluded Deadpool, and so he's a really not on his like just fighting ability. He's one thing, but like he's not. He's an oddly powerful mutant, and for reasons that are just kind of don't make sense, but also do make sense. It's like.
He gets the benefit of being a writer's playground in terms of he's already been taken to such extremes that any writer can just take him over and be like, well, I want to bend the action figure into this position now. So because nobody's done that before, and who cares? Because it's all wild, crazy semantics, and he's out of his mind, and he has this weird God set power that we never really address, but like within the comics, he definitely has a set power set. But who cares? Because if none of it matters, then I get to play in the sandbox and build whatever the hell I want.
So, yeah, man. We're excited about it. I just want to talk to you about it.
I'm super excited. I want them to bring back all the X-Men from the 2000s movie. I want them to bring back, I want them to incorporate the Sony Spider-Man movies. Like, I hope there's a Venom cameo. I hope that there's a Madam Web cameo. I hope that
we gotta see Madam Web.
I hope that they bring in Jessica Alba to play the Fantastic Four Susan Storm. I hope they bring in you know what? I hope they get Chris Evans to reprise his role as Johnny Storm just one more time.
That'd be pretty funny. I'm not going to lie to you.
And you can actually have Johnny Storm meet Captain America.
I don't know if Chris Evans would be game for all that, but we'll see.
Why not?
I mean, it'd be fun to watch, though. He's a pretty good sport.
Hey, Chris, we're going to put you in 2 different outfits. We're going to shoot for 3 days, and we're going to give you, I don't know...
We'll give you an afternoon.
$2 million? Why not? Like...
I'm all about it, though, man. This could be the one that gets us back on track, because I'm not big on shitting on Marvel. It's still very dear to me, but it certainly isn't what it used to be. And I'm also not of the opinion that everyone thinks, just because it ended with Infinity War and Endgame, that every single one of the first phases of movies was, like, astonishing. Like, they were better in terms of overall, but they weren't all A+.
But they also had the benefit of they were building a world, and so there was an inherent investment interest in the audience in terms of like, well, I got to see where they go from here. And then sort of after Endgame, it was like, all right, we've seen where you've gone, and then it's trying to recapture the same magic of, well, now we're going to build a completely new world. Like, all right, but we've seen that. Right. What else you got?
Well, 22 movies in, and the formula's kind of
right.
But I get what they're trying to do. People just want another Endgame. They're like, give us 3 movies and make it Endgame.
Done.
Just go 1, 2, Endgame.
Yep.
Which is what they want now, but it's hard. So, anyways, Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll definitely review it soon. We'll be reviewing Loki soon. We're going to talk about Oscar snubs coming up here soon.
Ooh.
So, yeah, with the Oscar season coming up. So, and that's it, though, man. I appreciate you doing this with me, my guy.
As always,
truly.
Brother. It's been a real what you been watching.
It has. We were all over the map, but look, we got a default setting sometimes. And this is truly me catching up with Michael and being like, what else are we watching?
We've been so fucking busy lately.
So, and like I said, we're committed to getting the whole right-left scenario set up.
For sure.
So we're not done yet. We just bear with us, pardon the dust. We're on the focus for the YOU. Until then, though, MD3 signing out.
And Marvelous Mike D saying, go watch a movie.
And talk about it with someone you love.